The following message is a paid advertisement. Instrumentation Industries has been supporting clinicians for decades with specialized medical products made just south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They design and manufacture trusted solutions for respiratory anesthesia, critical care, and emergency care, from manual jet ventilators and transtracheal catheters to connectors, gauges, and cuff pressure monitors. They're also a go-to OEM partner for leading cardiopulmonary companies. You can learn more at iiimedical.com. Welcome to today's episode of the AARC Perspectives Podcast. I'm Lisa Weisenberger, AARC Director of Content and Communications, and I'm joined today by Dana Evans, AARC President, and Carl Hinkson, American Respiratory Care Foundation Chair. This is the second in a series of 2026 conversations with AARC leaders to discuss priorities, impacts, and upcoming planning for the organization. On today's episode, we will be discussing the connection between the ARCF and AARC, their upcoming goals and impact, and how that relates to the AARC 2026-2028 strategic plan. Dana, can you take it away?
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Carl, for joining us today to talk about all the great things happening at the ARCF. Why don't we start from the beginning? Can you tell our listeners a little bit about the history of the American Respiratory Care Foundation and what the goals and mission of that organization is?
Sure, Dana. So the American Respiratory Care Foundation, or the foundation, is the philanthropic arm of our profession. It was established in the early 70s, early on in California, and then kind of moved over to Texas. And it has consistently grown over the years to be the group whose mission is to support promoting respiratory care through funding, support of research, education, scholarship, achievement, and international fellowship. So sort of like how we view the AARC as the professional association, COARC, that accredits our college programs, the NBRC, which gives out the testing. The foundation really is that arm that we should be looking to fund those scholarly activities, to recognize excellence within the profession, and to grow respiratory care internationally through our international fellowship program.
Thanks, Carl. I just learned something new. I did not know the foundation was started in California. So that's my one thing for the day that I've learned, and now I'm done. So you mentioned awards and scholarships provided by the foundation. Can you talk a little bit about the types of awards and scholarships that the ARCF is providing and approximately how many you give out each year?
So I'm always bad with numbers and I have to go count, but we give several out. So there's multiple types of awards that we give out each year. There are student awards that we give to individuals who are in bachelor degree programs, approximately 3 of those each year. So we have awards such as the Morgan B. Dugan Memorial Education Recognition Award, the Jimmy A. Young Memorial Education Recognition Award, and many others. And then we have graduate awards like the William F. Miller Award and the Gareth B. Gish Award that we give to respiratory therapists who are in graduate programs. And then we have achievement awards that we give to individuals who have achieved extraordinary and sustained effort within the profession. I think some of those that are highlighted is the Baron A. Mitchell Achievement Award for clinical excellence in aerosol and airway therapies. Of course, then we have the Forrest M. Bird Lifetime Scientific Achievement Award. This is a very prestigious award given to individuals who have made substantial scientific contributions and recognition to one of the pioneers in the respiratory care profession, Dr. Forrest M. Bird. We have the Hector Leazon Garza Award for international achievement, and the Charles Hudson Award for cardiopulmonary health for those who excel in educating the public about pulmonary health. And then we have the Thomas L. Petty Award for excellence in delivering home care. There are many respiratory therapists who do excellent work in helping patients live with chronic lung disease on mechanical ventilation. We see respiratory therapists doing extraordinary work in the pediatric space, and this award recognizes them for their hard work and dedication to serving to that patient population. Other awards that we have that would be like the Mike West Patient Education Award. We also have a couple of literary awards. So we have some endowments that have been paying out awards. We have the Best Scientific Paper Award each year. That is the Andreas Schreyer Roy Memorial Literary Award for the best paper. And then we have the Mallinckrodt Literary Award, which goes for the best first-time author published in respiratory care. We also have some research grants that we give to respiratory therapists who are participating in research. We have several research funds. This year, the AARC Board of Directors voted to move the AARC Vision Grant management and awarding and process over to the foundation. And we have other research grants awards as well. We have the Jerome Sullivan Research Award, the Craig Smallwood Research Award for those working in the neonatal pediatric space. And then we have the Francis B. Parker Research Award as well. And so these are awards that need to be sought after. We have had pretty low applications over the years. And so, as you'll hear, we talk later, we're going to be talking about how are we going to grow respiratory therapists participating in research. And one of the strategies is to find ways to get them funding to participate in research. So we have awards already that, we have a committee, we have an RFP process. If you go to the website for the foundation, you can find the process. And if you are participating in research and want to participate in research, you can use this as seed money to fund your activities. And then we have had for many decades the International Fellow Program that it's been funded through the foundation and previously managed by the AARC, but the foundation has taken over that management as well, to where we bring individuals from across the world each year who are interested in respiratory therapy, respiratory care. Either they're practicing respiratory care in their countries or physicians who are interested in bringing respiratory therapy here. And we bring them and we have them tour 2 cities throughout the U.S. and hosted cities, and then we bring them to Congress for a recognition and celebration. So those are the ways that the foundation has supported the profession as the philanthropic arm.
That is a lot of things, Carl. I suspect many people don't realize just how much the foundation does to elevate and really recognize all the amazing work that respiratory therapists and others are doing to support our profession. So thank you for sharing that. You hit on something that I think is just so important, and that's support of respiratory therapists who want to conduct research. As the foundation continues to move forward, how do you think that they'll continue to support RTs who want to conduct research?
Great question. So the committee that we formed to kind of look at this is led by Brian Walsh and Michael Gentile. They're experienced researchers in the field, and they're tailoring the process to mimic how a respiratory therapist or a clinical investigator would want to apply for research to a government body like the NIH. And so as you do your RFP, we'll send out the RFP, request for proposals, they'll grade them, and they'll make the process match as much as the NIH process or another governmental body process as possible. And we'll give feedback to those people who want to do research. So if it doesn't quite hit the mark, there'll be feedback given to them so that they can resubmit their research again on the next go-around. And the goal for this really is to train our researchers in how to go do research, but also seek funding. If they complete a successfully funded project for the foundation, hopefully that'll be a seed project for them to go to the government to seek funding there or to other agencies, having proven that they can do and complete a research project. We've had individuals who, it's not well known, but Mike Davis did his doctoral project or got his doctorate funded through the foundation and is now a established researcher. So really how we support the growth of research within the profession is we want to be that place where a young researcher can come to get their seed funding, get their initial funding for their project, demonstrate that they can conduct research and publish research to begin their curriculum vitae or their scholarly record so they can get that money elsewhere. Also, I think that, we have retailored the foundation's financial strategies to kind of grow the corpus or the monies that we would give out for research and how we ask for monies to do research. And so that'll be something that as we look forward into the future, that we're going to be more aggressive and thoughtful and with multiple strategies and asking for people to donate to the foundation to grow, to grow this research arm of our profession, also for the other key functions of recognizing scholarly output, recognizing substantial achievement within the field, and growing the international fellowship program to grow respiratory therapy internationally.
That the work continues and we're closing those research gaps and preparing the researchers and future award recipients of the future. I just think that's outstanding. Thank you for sharing that. You kind of touched on this a little bit when you talked about moving towards future state to support future researchers, but what are you hoping to see the Respiratory Care Foundation accomplish over the next 3 years?
So, what we've established this year was complete head to toe analysis of our financials, looking at what our sources of income are and what our investment strategies are. And we've retooled those to be a better growth factor. We've also looked at how the foundation functions, and we've split the functions up into committees and like I talked about already, the research committee is looking how to retool and better serve researchers within the community. But something that we've done this year is we impaneled a sort of annual campaign committee to really look at the strategies that we, use to gain funding for our projects and our research and other opportunities. So as I really look for the next couple of years, it'll really be a more assertive growth strategy and thoughtful communication to the membership or and the profession. That is something that we need to try to get the word out a little bit more often. This is the philanthropic arm of the profession, and most people are kind of unaware of it. It's just sort of like they may have heard of it, they may have heard of some of the awards, but they're not aware that the foundation is sort of a specific entity, largely governed independently, but also really tied to the hip of the AARC.
Thank you, Carl. And for those that are listening or interested in the foundation, how can they get involved? How can they support the work of the philanthropic arm?
Well, the best way to support the work of the foundation is to donate. As the chair, I have learned my number one job is to ask people for money. And so there are many ways that you can donate to the foundation. We post frequently on social media, Giving Tuesdays, and we have multiple opportunities to interact with the foundation and give. If you are attending Summer Forum, we have some fun activities related to ducks. So we will be, for a donation, you will receive a ARCF logoed rubber ducky. And then we have a lot of activities related to that if you're attending Summer Forum. So a lot of fun related to gift giving. And then annually, we have a gala event at Congress. So this is our annual get-together event where we sell tickets. When we have a good time, we dress up. And it's for everybody. It's not for just certain peoples within the profession. It's for everybody who wants to support achievement, merit, research. Just come and have a good time. That's all we ask. And we always have a theme to make sure that everyone has a good time when they come. It's the night before Congress, and this year in New Orleans, we are going to be having ours at the Mizzy in New Orleans. And so this year's theme will be a black, white, and gold event. So dress up in one of those three colors. Some people may get extra credit for being extra, spangly goldy, but we shall see. But it's a good time, and the tickets are, I think, on sale now, and we will have a early bird price, and then we will have a at Congress price, and then there's going to be at the door price. So if you wait, then you're going to be spending a little bit more, but which is not a problem for me because my goal is to make money for the foundation. But if you want, support the profession by supporting the foundation, get your tickets early and look forward to having a good time.
Yeah, I personally look forward to the gala every single year. It's such a great time to come together before the chaos of Congress starts, to be with folks from all over the country and around the globe that maybe I don't always get to see. So it is a fun event. And while we're dressed up, it's still kind of relaxed and we have a great time together. And I'm very, very excited about this year's event. I'm also very excited about seeing how many AARC ducks I can collect at Summer Forum. Thank you for that, Carl. We didn't touch on it before, but I just wanted to quickly ask you, if folks that are hearing this for the first time and learning about these scholarships and awards, how can they learn more about them and how can they apply?
Well, I would direct everyone to the website where all the information is contained. So the website is arcffoundation.org. Almost all the deadlines are due by June 1st. So you can go to the website for any of the scholarships that you want to apply for. You can learn how to do it for yourself. I myself, back in the day, got the William F. Miller Award when I was doing my graduate program. And so everything's on there, and you submit to the foundation. We try to make the awards substantial enough so it's not just pocket change. And that often these awards will include assistance getting to Congress as well. So if you want to get to Congress and you don't have the means, maybe this is a way for you to look at trying to get a scholarship to get there.
Thanks, Carl. So maybe too late if you haven't done it yet for this year, but lots of time to prepare yourself to apply for the 2027 awards if you haven't done so already. So thank you for that hot tip. Check out the website, everybody. And Carl, as we round out our time together, is there anything else about the foundation that you want to share?
I think that, just kind of a reminder, this is the purpose of the foundation is to give awards and give money out to well-deserving individuals who've worked hard for the profession. And everyone can participate and help. You can donate to the foundation. And even if you want to establish an award, we have a process for doing that. We have most of the awards managed by the foundation are managed through endowments. We have a couple of small awards even that are managed very locally in some states, but it is truly the philanthropic arm of the profession.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you for spending time with us this afternoon and sharing all the great things happening at the foundation.
Absolutely. What I will say is, like, for myself and the board of trustees who serve along with me in governing the foundation, we understand that most of the work we are doing, we are trying to grow the tree that many of us won't be able to sit underneath the branches, so to speak. We're growing the foundation for the respiratory therapists who are coming behind us.
Thank you, Carl.
So thank you, Dana and Carl, for joining me today for this episode of the AARC Perspectives podcast. For more information about ARCF and how you can help support its critical work in the respiratory care field, visit arcffoundation.org. And in addition, remember to subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen and be sure to share this resource with your colleagues.